Hi friends, it's a pleasure for me to speak to Daria Martelli, a friend who I spoke to a few months back also for her very insightful views in a webinar. And as all of you know that she is the head of menswear design with more than 15 years of experience working for international brands. She is committed to create a very creative approach to customer needs and very strongly committed to support and accelerate the transition of fashion to embrace more ethical and sustainable strategies. So I'll be speaking to her about the three most prominent denim trends in 2020. And with her vast experience, I'm sure we'll have something very interesting and valuable to learn. So, hi Daria, how are you?
Hi Sandeep, I'm very well. Thank you to invite me. How are you?
I'm also fine. It's been like I think 5 or 6 months we spoke last time,
Yes, yes.
and it was a wonderful webinar. And I really thank you for sharing your so wonderful views in that webinar, which everybody liked.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Okay, so today's topic, as we discussed, on the most prominent denim trends in 2020, because now we are kind of approaching the end of the 2020. So, and it has been a very critical year. So, what do you think were the most prominent trends that you noticed?
I must say that the strongest one I see in 2020 are a clear mirror of consumer habits facing the crisis. They need protection, comfort, and a better connection with the purchase. I think that from our side, what the industry, what we have to do during this crisis is that we cannot sell anything. There is a way out of it. Instead, we have to design our way through it, through thoughtfully product. The trends are aligned with the trees of humanity and the planet's crisis. So therefore, we have to think product in a different way. They have to be durable, which is a new trend, absolutely, multi-purpose, and also there's gonna be, I saw it, and I think that there's gonna be in the future more attention to the hygiene and fiber innovation. I do see change in styling. I think it's more about an evolution that it goes in the hand with the feeling of the, it goes in the end with the feeling of people as consumer, but also in the hand with innovation to make a more sustainable product process. So that's from one hand, the trends is related to innovation that they have less impact, but at the same time, because of the technology, they can recreate the authenticity of denim. So like even if they not go through the usual process and the usual technique, they can still have the same authentic look. And at the same time, they're gonna have a look that is good for the new lifestyle of people. So there's gonna be more attention about the comfort, the protection. Eventually, we understood, we raised an awareness in the mind of people. The skin is the biggest organ of our body, and we have to look after it as we do for the food that we eat. So we have to pay a lot of attention with the quality of the fabric that it's next to our skin for a lot of hours along the day. So this is going to be crucially important, I think, for the trends of the next months, the next years, probably. So I think what we are going to see more, it's a combination of innovation and protection.
Okay, and say let's say when you're saying multi-purpose, do you think what kind of products? Let's say if you say multi-purpose, what type of clothing?
No, I was saying multi-purpose, like, you know, like protection, and also something that it can be wearable, perfect for the time that you spend home, but also if you have to go out. So it's something that it protects you all the time, like in different occasions.
Okay.
Yes, like the the strong trend, I say they have to support consumer feeling and priorities. I think that the end, there's kind of a end of trends for trend's sakes. You know, like the trends, they're gonna support the needs of people.
Absolutely. And do you think they will remain strong in 2021 as well?
Yes, they will be, because as I was saying, they're not trends just for be trend's sake, but they are aligned with the needs of people.
But sometimes these new developments and let's say directions are not so easy to implement in the supply chain, and specifically when we are working in a digital way with the supply chain. So, do you find as a designer to difficult or easy, to translate this to your supply chain?
I think that now every time more there's a stronger connection between design and the supply chain. Before it was a linear communication between what design had in mind, and then it was kind of like a problem of supply chain supplier to find the way to make that design become a product. And now I think there's a strong connection, and often, every time more often, the design comes from idea and innovation that they come to supply chain. That inspire the design. So we design to make a product that meets consumer needs, and it's also easy to industrialize. This has been through a process of kind of a revolution, we can say.
So you mean basically it has actually become, because we are kind of interacting a lot nowadays on digital ways, like with the you must be doing it with your supply chain and all. So it has actually become a little more easier to translate your ideas to the supply chain than before.
Yes, because that's a better communication. There's a commitment, like a shared commitment to make a good product. Also because if it's a design, it's hard to put in the industry system. It's bad for the company and the designer itself as well, because it's all related. There's not that a problem that is also in one side. If there's a problem, it's common to all the parts that they create a company of the business. Also, I think that digitalization, it's taking an important role, a crucial role nowadays. So digitalization is helping brands, designer, and supply chain to make a new way to work on product and new collection. It's a tool that it can help us to go through this transformation.
And let's say you come out as a designer, you come out with that new idea. So how do you translate that into digital way and communicate to your supply chain?
As well as I was saying, it's because sometimes it's not even me explaining to supply chain what I want to do. It's that my design, it's inspired by ideas of innovation developed from my suppliers. So it's a teamwork that we do to make this product based in innovation that come from the research of the supply chain that give more value to my work, which is design.
Okay. And because I'm sure you also love digitalization a lot, and there are a lot of digital platforms coming up and virtual shows coming up. So do you think they are bringing the industry together?
I think that there has been one of the best thing happen during this crisis. That joining the forces through new channel as the virtual show and the webinar is essential to transform an idea into action. So I think they've been very effective, and to set and to share new sustainable goal and define initiative through eco innovation, and I think has been great.
It's in some ways, maybe sometimes we feel more connected than before. Probably, because in physical ways, probably we used to go and we meet maybe once in a 6 months or 1 year or something. And digitally, probably we are meeting once in 10 days or 20 days. So
I think
probably,
something, it's a pressure lesson that we had, no? That behind the distance, we can be very close. Also because we might be distant in, like in places, but we are very close with the value and the goals. So, and the distance is, and like where we are located, it's not a reason to do not stand for the same value and eventually the same goals. Digitalization is, I would say, a revolution within the fashion business. So I consider as human being who am worried for the future of our planet as a great tools to reduce waste and CO2 footprint. But as designer, I feel that I'm gonna miss in this transition period the design and development traditional process, where we used to touch fabric and make comments on a prototype, go and see the laundry or the milk factory. So there's a kind of contradictory feeling in my relation with digitalization.
yeah, that's always going to be there. And unless we are able to produce a technology where we can touch also digitally.
Well, I've seen in internet the prototype of crazy things might come in the future. They might nearly give us the feeling to touch a fabric, getting close with our hand to the screen. But I don't know how close is this reality to the future, or it might take a bit longer. But for now, we go through this process, and digitalization is going to be crucially important in our everyday life.
That would, if we able to achieve that level, then probably that time, distillation would be having real strength. The virtual meetings would have real strength.
Yeah, definitely.
So I thank you, Daria, for a wonderful talk. And I believe that we are all looking for a very positive 2021, and and using all the learnings that we have developed in this year, and to develop them further and make them much better to use next year.
Thank you so much, Sandeep, for inviting me.
Thank you, Daria.